Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome once again to the fabulous Q Factor. We are in London for the much sought after semi-final. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see the contestants because those who have participated so far have been of an amazing quality, and it's going to be very difficult for our judges to figure out who's going to go through to the final. We also want to thank you at home for being with us every step of this amazing journey. Those judges, let's find out who they are.
Maulana Rayan Mahmood, Qari Said Makta, Maulana Hudhaifa Sheikh, Maulana Ishmael Bana, Maulana Said Ahmed, and Mufti Abdullah.
Those judges, I wish them all the best because the level of talent is amazing. Don't believe me? Well, let's see how they get on. And can we have our first contestant, please? Here she comes. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
So you've made it this far. How nervous are you? Be honest.
Only a tiny bit nervous.
So you think you've gotten used to it a bit more?
G.
Okay, but you know it's going to be a hard one, don't you?
G.
Well, I wish you all the best, so go straight ahead, my dear. Let's see how she gets on.
Assalamu alaikum, Adiba Chopdat, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, alhamdulillah, and how are you?
I am very, very well indeed. Jazakumullah wa ahsanul jaza, alhamdulillah. Right, you're from Hope Street.
G.
Hope Street has been so far full of hope. Let's see if you can maintain that. Okay, so Adiba, I want you to read, you know, there's 4 manazil, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want you to read from the 3rd manzil, the ayat that you have prepared, and I want you to read it in the mode of hadar. Hadar means in the fastest mode.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون لهم البشرى في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة لا تبديل لكلمات الله ذلك هو الفوز العظيم ولا يحزنك قولهم إن العزة لله جميعا هو السميع العليم صدق الله العظيم.
Okay, now Adiba, the second recitation is one of your choice. So can you tell us which manzil and in which style you will be reading?
I'm going to pray from the 5th manzil in Tawtil.
Fire away.
إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين.
Okay, Adiba, thank you very much indeed. Good, clear reading, there's no doubt in that. I felt your tartil was slightly faster than it should have been, okay? But overall, mashallah, your makharij, the way you applied the rules, very, very good Indeed, and I'm glad you chose Tartil.
Gee, mashallah, of course, the recitation was great. There are some minor shortages in your idgham, for example, and your ikhfa. So a little bit work on your idgham, make sure they are completed. For example, fakihatun walahum. So these are the things that you need to work on, inshallah.
The second part that you cited, I think it was a bit too fast for Tartil, as our Sheikh Rehan has mentioned. Other than that, mashallah, you read really well.
The whole purpose of a competition is you practice and you adopt your own style, that it's remembered not only by the judges, but anybody who remembers, anybody who listens to it, will in years down the line remember, yes, that style, that was something I've never heard before. We don't just copy whatever we hear online or whatever. Try to create your own style. It's not just plain, it should be high, low, then there should be a bit of a wave-like in your recitation. Otherwise, mashallah, your adaptation of the tajweed rules and recitation was very good, mashallah.
However, as it's a semi-final, we really have to look at the very detailed parts of your recitation. And in that, I did observe how in some places you pronounced the fathas, the letter ra, even qalqala at one point may have come across slightly off in certain places.
Thank you so much, Adiba.
The first, and there are 6 judges over there, okay? Can you tell me, how did it feel facing those 6 judges?
I was feeling a bit nervous, but other than that, it was all right.
That's a fantastic answer. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best. You can go back now. Beautiful confidence, mashallah. Can we have our next contestant, please? He may be tiny, but he has a heart of a lion. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, you haven't lost your voice, have you?
No.
Go. Are you nervous?
Yes.
How nervous?
A bit.
Okay, I don't want you to be too nervous, okay? All the judges, as I've always said, they're very friendly and they want you to do well, okay? So are you going to do your best today?
Ji.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, Ammar. How are you doing? Excellent. Right, I'm going to want you to speak a bit louder, okay? Now, I want you to recite from the 5th manzil your ayat in mujawwad, in tartil, which is the slow mode of reading.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فما لنا من شافعين ولا صديق حميم فلو أن لنا كرة فنكون من المؤمنين إن في ذلك لآية وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين.
Now, second recitation, as you know, Ammar, is of your choice from the remaining 3 manazil. And you can read in either of the style, mujawwad or hadar.
لقد كفر الذين قالوا إن الله هو المسيح ابن مريم قل فمن يملك من الله شيئا إن أراد أن يهلك المسيح ابن مريم وأمه ومن في الأرض جميعا ولله ملك السماوات والأرض وما بينهما يخلق ما يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير صدق الله العظيم.
Okay, Ammar, I feel that your dha is a bit too much emphasis on it. So it's coming out like a za. And tartil was okay, melodies okay. You're very confident. And yeah, Jazakallah, excellent. I want to go to Mufti Abdullah.
I think there was a bit where the pace was slightly inconsistent. Just for a few seconds, you went a bit quick, then you did come back to your normal pace again. But well done.
MashaAllah, very pleasant tune, and there was some kind of consistency throughout. MashaAllah, keep it up.
Tartil that you read, there needs to be a little bit pitch up and down. You need to start off very slow, and you build your voice and your pitch a little bit higher. And when you're coming to an end, again, you need to slow down and your pitch should be down. So that's something, inshallah, you need to work on.
Thank you so much, Ammar.
How do you feel you just did?
Good.
Good. Anything you could improve on?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're going to think about it?
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I think you did a fantastic job, so I wish you all the best. You can go back now. Thank you so much. And can we have our next contestant, please? All the familiar faces are coming back. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Whereabouts are you coming from, brother?
Batley.
Batley, how do you think you're going to do today?
Inshallah, I do good.
Do good? Are you nervous?
A bit.
A little bit. I could tell you're shaking a little bit. Don't shake, okay? Only shake your vocals when you get up there, okay? Go forward, young man, and do your utmost best.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Huzaifa, yeah? MashaAllah. Are you ready?
Inshallah.
You nervous?
No.
Inshallah, okay. I would like you to recite from your third manzil, the passage that you've learned, from the third manzil. And if you can read it in tartil, that would be great.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا. إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما.
For your second piece of recitation, I would like to read from second manzil, inshallah, in the quick.
It's his option.
It's his option.
It's his option.
Okay.
Yeah.
وجاءوا على قميصه بدم كذب قال بل سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا فصبر جميل والله المستعان على ما تصفون. وجاءت سيارة فأرسلوا والدهم فأدلى دلوه قال يا بشرى هذا غلام وأسروه بضاعة والله عليم بما يعملون.
This is the last stage before the final. So small mistakes that count. And that's what you need to really look out for. I believe that in your tartil, some of the harakat, you are dragging too much. There's fatha, kasra, dhamma, you're dragging too much. Yes, it's a slow pace recitation, but that doesn't mean that you need to drag your harakat as well. Also, some of the letters are, for example, qala, it shouldn't be round. You should not have made your lips round for some of those letters. qala needs to be flat. Yes, it's mouthful, but it needs to be flat.
As Maulana mentioned, in your recitation, there's certain letters which are, with the makhraj is very close to one another. So in those letters, there's a slight hint of the other letters. So you need to be very distinctive in terms of the letters. Other than that, mashallah, there's consistency in the way you're reciting. Very beautiful.
Especially Seen and Sad. Try to keep the Seen as flat as possible. Sometimes it sounds like it's very close to the Sad.
Concentrate on the points of i'ada. Like when you stop, try and think about where you're going to start again from, just so that the meaning and everything is, falls into place properly. I know it's probably a bit advanced for you. That is another beautiful aspect of reciting the Quran, is when you stop, you know where to start again to make sense of it, okay?
Melody was brilliant, tartil was perfect, brilliant composure, loud voice, clear voice, perfect pitch. I loved the sweetness in your voice. I love the way you start the recitation. When you start, you've got that unique melody in the starting, which is very sweet to the ears. Your hadr was perfect, brilliant command and brilliant control of the hadr. Melody in the hadr was consistent. You took me to a Taraweeh environment in your hadr, and you took me to a tartil environment in your tartil. So you know what? For me, the best so far.
There was a little bit, I wouldn't say harsh criticism, but some definite points you need to take note of. But the main thing is, how do you feel you just did?
I feel like I did good, but there's a lot of, little things I could do better next time.
And can we have our next contestant, please? Young man, you're smiling now, but you know it's going to be, that chair's going to be the hot seat. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
How do you think you're going to do?
Inshallah, I'll do well.
Are you confident?
A bit.
Say, I'm very confident, Khalil.
Very confident, Khalil.
Ibrahim from Hope Street, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, you came all the way from Hope Street with hope of reaching the final stage. MashaAllah. Okay, inshallah, can you begin this challenge from the fourth manzil in the mode of hadr?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك عسى أن يبعثك ربك مقاما محمودا وقل رب أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا.
Now can you read from the other manzil of any part of your choice?
الحمد لله الذي وهب لي على الكبر إسماعيل وإسحاق إن ربي لسميع الدعاء رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب صدق الله العظيم.
Just like to mention one point. There are certain letters which deserve a natural flow. but you were greatly emphasizing on these letters in particular. You need to pay special attention to that. Other than that, mashallah, really, really well.
Mashhuda, try to keep it low. There was just like a Hamza added on extra. Mashhuda, a few places like that. So the ending should be soft, not hard.
I didn't quite know the difference between the two types of recitation that you did. There was, in terms of pacing, they were quite similar. That was all.
Too fast for tartil. If you want to read that, it needs to be a lot slower, and there needs to be pitching. You slow off slowly, and then you go higher in your pitch, and then come back towards when you're coming to the end. So just focus on that a little bit, inshallah.
Great effort, and melody is good. Again, if the second recital was tartil, for me it wasn't tartil at all. Okay, and again, batil, the ta, a couple of times it sounded very light in sound. But thank you so much. Jazakallah.
Few points there. How do you feel you did?
I think I did overall decent, but there were still a few mistakes near goal.
There's always going to be mistakes, but to me, you were loud, you were clear, and you were very confident. Even though you said you were a bit nervous, I think you did a good job of pulling it off. How do you fancy your chances today?
Inshallah.
You're not sure? Allah knows?
Inshallah.
Allah knows. Well, we're going to wish all the best for you, brother. Thank you so much. Right, so things are getting kind of tense. Oh my days. The nerves backstage is so thick. Yes, you could cut it with a knife. Right, before we get too carried away, let's have a quick break and come back in a short while.